Hey, Steve here. I want to welcome you back to the channel where today we're going to be discussing how you can go from 19 to a millionaire using this one tactic that most people don't utilize in life themselves because either A, they don't know about it, they don't know enough about it, they don't understand it, but if they start young, it will build wealth over time. And if you have not already subscribed to this channel, I ask that you please click the subscribe button below, click on the bell so you can be notified of any future videos I put out. Let's get started. So what is this one thing I'm referring to? It's called compounding interest. And that is basically interest on your principal plus interest. And that's the easiest way to build wealth over time. It's when your money is actually making you money. Here, I'm going to show you a chart that breaks it all down for you. All right, so let's start breaking this down for you. If little Timmy starts at the age of 19 by investing $6,000 into an investment account and he can get an average return of 8% each year, which if you look at the S&P 500 average since 1957, I believe, it's like 10.5%. And in the last 20 years, it's been 8.9%. So I just lowered it to 8% as this is just an example. And I understand each year the market is going to fluctuate. So it can be higher than 8%, it can be lower than 8%. But just let's go with 8% for this example. So after he invests his $6,000, they'll give him $480 return on that investment. If he does the same thing next year and invests another $6,000, and then you add the interest, it'll be close to $1,000. And if he does this up until the age of 53, you can see here he will finally be a millionaire at the age of 53. Here's why it's important to start doing this early. Let's say little Debbie decides to invest her $6,000 with the same 8% return, but she waits until the age of 30. She actually does not become a millionaire until she hits 64 years old. And now, if you cannot afford to do the full $6,000 a month and you can only do $100 a month, unfortunately, by the time you get to retirement, whatever age that is going to be for you, you're going to have between $400,000 and $500,000. But if you are actually investing like this throughout your life, you will probably also have a 401k. You also maybe dabble in real estate, which you will become a millionaire well into your retirement years. So just because you start only with $100 a month, you're already in the mindset of, I want my money to make me money. And that's the hardest thing for people to realize and understand in today's society. So now that you can see the true power of compounding interest, you understand why it's so important to start when you're younger, as now it will give your account more time to grow your wealth based off of the interest that it's earning itself over time. And if you have children, please teach them this sooner rather than later. Give them the advantage that most Americans don't have in life. As of this video, there's only 18% of Americans that actually have a retirement account. Most people don't do that. They don't understand the benefits of it or why it's a good thing to have. So teach your children now about it. And also keep in mind, if you cannot afford the $6,500 or $6,000 a month and you can only afford, say, 50, that's better than nothing. You're better off to start now than never starting at all. It's never too late to start your investment journey, essentially, because you're going to learn new things, because knowledge is definitely power, as well as you can tell by the spreadsheet that we went over. Most people don't know that. And as you start investing, it becomes addicting. You're going to want to look at other investments. You may get into real estate. Then if you have the opportunity, get a 401k through your employer, especially if they'll match back your contributions, and you want to max out the amount if you can. If they're willing to say, hey, we're going to match you dollar for dollar up till a certain amount of money, take advantage of that. Let that compounding interest build up in that 401k account over time. And you can still contribute to an IRA as well. But before doing anything, I suggest that you get with a financial planner or an accountant to make sure that the tax laws haven't changed, because I do know that they do tend to change from year to year, and they're the only ones that really keep abreast with that and know what you can and cannot do with your money. So definitely seek professional help on that. And if you're intimidated by investing, and you don't have the time to research, that's okay. The financial planner can help you out. And if you want to do some easier research, not on stocks, I recommend that you look into mutual funds. I'm not going to go in depth about mutual funds, but I will say it's a safer investment in my opinion, because what a mutual fund is, it's several people who pools the money together with other investors to essentially mutually buy stocks and bonds. And some of the benefits of that is you're going to have professional portfolio management of those group of stocks or bonds, whatever it is that you buy, and your dividends. It's basically the money that companies pay you for owning stock that will automatically get reinvested into your account without you having to do anything, which obviously reduces the risk. Because if, let's say, you got a stock and it goes up one day and down the next, you can lose a lot of money. Well, the mutual fund, there's several hundred stocks. So if one goes up or one goes down, you're going to have other ones that will go up to kind of replace the loss that you had for that day. The other thing is it's very convenient to do mutual funds versus having to stress out about stocks. And not to mention, mutual funds, depending on who you go with, they got pretty fair pricing. Now, the downfalls to mutual funds is with some management companies, you may have higher fees. That's why you want to do your due diligence on whom you get your mutual funds through. Some of the mutual funds, depending on who you go with, it's inefficient for tax purposes. There's things you can and cannot write off. And the other downside to a mutual fund, it's they don't trade like stocks. Normally, like if I were to buy a stock right now, it would show up in my account relatively quickly. A mutual fund, you have to wait until the very end of the day before you can buy or sell one of your mutual funds. So if you're looking for real-time, trades like that, then you're going to want to go look into what's called an ETF or an exchange trade fund. But that's a video for another day. So I hope you found today's video informative, and now you not only see, but hopefully understand the power of compounding interest. Remember, the worst thing you can do is not get started. In order to get to where you want to go financially, you have to know where you're starting or have a starting point so you can get from point A to point B. What I don't want to happen is you never get started. You would rather be late to the party than not show up at all. Because what I don't want to see is you be one of the Americans that has no retirement savings and they just plan on living off the Social Security when they retire. You don't want to be in that boat. But if you found this video informative and helpful for you, please hit that like button and leave me a comment down below with any questions you may have, and I'll be more than happy to answer them, maybe even in a new video. God bless and have a great day. Hey, Steve here. Hey, Steve here. I want to welcome you back to the channel where today we're going to be just taking 18 to a millionaire utilizing one thing that most people do not utilize. Can't say the same word twice.